evening, and welcome to Gifted Parent Night 2023.
Some of the things that we will be discussing with you tonight, we just wanted to give you an overview of kind of who we are, what we do, what we have planned in terms of extensions with the curriculum that kids will do on a day-to-day basis, what opportunities students might have during the school day with some of our programming, and what they might be able to participate in on nights or weekends, and also kind of share with some of the ways that we are connected locally and throughout the state with Gifted.
My name is Michelle Birch, and I am one of the Gifted and Advanced coordinators for Racine Unified School District. Listed are the schools that I support. I do not solely support those schools alone because we work in a collaborative nature, but more than likely, if you need to connect with someone who is assigned to that school, I would be that person. But again, we work in a collective manner.
And I am Nikki Radcliffe, and I cover the other half of the schools. And like Michelle said, sometimes we are in each of the schools kind of helping each other with some of the programming. But if you have a child-specific question, you would want to go to your specific coordinator of the school that your child goes to.
Okay, we have some exciting news, hot off the press. We were selected as the Wisconsin Gifted Coordinators of the Year. Congratulations, Nikki.
Congratulations, Michelle. We're
We
pretty excited about it, but our supervisor added this slide in for us, which was very sweet of her. But okay, so to kind of explain where your student is falling and kind of the trajectory of things. So in that center area there in that green is our Tier 1 instruction. That's where 80% of our students fall in the school population. So from there, we go to Tier 2. Tier 2 on either side, either the intervention side or the extension side, those are kind of the students that need a little bit extra. They might need some small grouping. They might need a little bit more of a push. Then we go out to our Tier 3 on both sides. Those are going to need some more intensive interventions or enrichment support. This is kind of where we find our identified gifted students falling on the Tier 3 side on the right side. So this is who we're looking to give those extensions and that additional push to.
And we work alongside teachers, coaches, and parents. The way in which we work with teachers are the ones on the forefront implementing those differentiation plans. They also nominate students, and we keep an open line of communication with them. In fact, we communicate with them at the beginning of the school year to make them aware of the students that are coming into their classrooms that have been identified. And we continue our relationship with them throughout the school year. We also work with coaches that are assigned to buildings because they are also there in the buildings and they are able to offer us support with resources and being that person that the teacher can connect with that's right in the building. And parents are a huge asset to what we do. They too can nominate their child. They give us information when we are formulating differentiation plans so that we can meet their child's needs. So we work collectively with teachers, coaches, and parents.
A little bit about our model. We use an inclusive model in programming. So what this means is when your student is identified, they are no longer going to a specific school. All of this is done within their traditional classroom setting and are not pulled out for the majority of their programming. Each elementary classroom has an MLSS block that is used for differentiation. During that block is when students who need a little bit more support can get that support and students that need a little bit more of a challenge can also receive that during that time. So it's a 20 to 30 minute block that kind of services all students to be able to get what they need. We also use extensions that are used on a day-to-day basis with both the math and the ELA curriculum. We'll go into that a little bit further in the coming slides. And then we also have some weekend and night programming that we do that are usually either a single session or might be a series of sessions.
This slide captures some of the events that our students engage in. And we wanted to share some of the highlights from our STEAM summer camp, as well as our Avid Readers camp. Also, what you'll see are students that participated in the art and literature, book club, and our photography workshops. We want to display how our students work collaboratively, the teamwork, and the celebrations that we have when we work with your children.
Okay, so for curriculum and instruction, we wanted to talk about some of the things that we kind of have set up that are going to be more that day-to-day support for your students. So for math, we have taken all of the extension activities that are in the curriculum, pulled them out and put them into a packet. So one single place for the teacher to be able to find them. So within those extensions, sometimes there are small group lessons, some are project and group work, and some are independent challenges. So there will be different opportunities during the module for those extension activities, and have instructed the teachers to use these when they pull a small group to be able to kind of go over some of the activities so that students can work independently on some of these throughout the week. And then for ELA, we have our extensions that we've done the same thing with. We've pulled out all the extensions directly from the curriculum, packaged it nicely, and given this to teachers to be able to use with your students. So for ELA, there is an extension every single day that aligns to whatever the lesson is for that day. So your student, if they are identified in ELA, will have this written into their differentiation plan, and then they can use these packets daily to kind of be able to push themselves a little bit further and to dig a little bit deeper into the content that's being presented.
To go along with that, we also have online programs that are available for your children. We work with Dreambox, and we have Dreambox Math, and we have Dreambox Reading. These two programs are, again, online. They're available during the school day, and they are also available for your child to use outside of the school day. These programs allow them to work on material that is aligned to where they are at. So it helps to keep them moving along with the skill sets that they have already developed, as well as the Reading Plus. It allows your child to have the opportunity to take on some more challenging text, but it's appropriate for them. So we want to offer this rigorous math for them, and we want to offer them the opportunities to have more text that allows them to grow. And through these online programs, we're able to offer that to your child.
Every elementary student is going to have a differentiation plan. We usually use these for our K through 5. They can have these going into middle school, but a lot of times the classes offered will kind of take the place of these. But basically, they'll have 2 to 3 strategies to kind of use for each identification label. So if they're identified in math, they would have 2 or 3 strategies for math. If it's reading, they would have those. If it's both math and reading or a general identification, they would have some for each subject. So these are created with input from the teacher, the parent, and the gifted coordinator. Really, they're in place to allow that student to be getting what they need at their level. We want to make sure that our gifted students, even though they're already on the high end of their grade level, we still want to see growth in them and make sure that they're continuing to grow and being challenged, so that way they're not getting bored in class, and are still engaged in their schoolwork. This is new to this year. We have a new middle school math program called Reveal Math. This is our first adoption year. So a lot of the things that we looked at when we were looking at adopting a new curriculum was making sure that we had some of those differentiation materials. So they are embedded right into the curriculum for extension activities and intervention activities. And then we will be looking to adopt an elementary math curriculum next year. And we'll be also looking to make sure that it has those strong capabilities as well.
Racine's high schools, primarily Walden, Park, and Horlick, offer AP courses. Now, these AP courses allow our advanced students to get ahead in high school and actually in college, because this type of coursework, it's helping to build their skills and their confidence. It also helps them to stand out to colleges and succeed in college. So the coursework is rigorous. They take the exams in spring, and we not only offer the AP, but in our district, we have schools that have the IB, as well as our relationship with Parkside through our PAC classes. And then we have the relationship with Gateway. So there are various opportunities for our students that are working at advanced levels to take on coursework that is rigorous and allowing them to continue to grow and succeed in their areas of interest.
Okay, now applying for gifted identification, most of you already know this. Since you do have an identified student, though some of your students may have been identified years ago, Michelle and I have been in this position for about 1.5 years. So we have done some updating and some changing in the ways that we identify. So we want to make sure that we have some common messaging and making sure that if anybody asks you how your student got identified, we have some common language to use that you can also share with them. So there are 3 ways in which a student now gets identified, either through a parent nomination, a staff nomination, or we conduct universal screeners. This year, we will be having a 2nd grade screener. Last year, we also did a 5th grade screener. However, we are not completing that one this year. The 2nd grade screener is going to take place in about February. So at this point, we have screened the majority of our 2nd through 5th graders, but we're always open for those nominations if there is somebody that is still showing that they could be gifted.
If ever you need to access our website, go to the Racine Unified School District main website. You would select academic, and once you select academics, on the left-hand side, there will be a gray bar with various choices for you to choose. You would select gifted in advance. When you select gifted in advance, you'll be taken to our website where you can find resources, where you can also find those nomination forms, and you can also find our handbook, which you can read and look over to answer any questions that you may have. So check out our website if ever you need to get some more information.
Okay, a couple other things that we're in charge of are early entrance to kindergarten and grade level acceleration. So early entrance to kindergarten is an application process that can be found on our website, specifically for students who turn 5 in September. So they just missed that cutoff date, but are seemingly ready to start kindergarten a little bit early. So if you're interested in that, you need to submit an application. Towards the end of the school year, we start taking them in April, maybe March or April, and we do a little bit of a screener to see if they might be a good candidate. If they are, then we do some more in-depth testing with the student. And then if the student does qualify for early entrance, we identify them as gifted right off the bat and then give some support and monitoring throughout the entire school year just to make sure that it was the right decision, it's a good fit, and everything is working out well.
Not only do we have that opportunity for early interest in kindergarten, but we also have grade level and subject acceleration. When we are considering grade level and subject acceleration, we do additional assessments so that we can make sure that we are looking at the whole child and making a decision like that. We do not take that lightly, and we want to make sure that it is a good fit for that student. We also have deadlines that surround this whole process. So this year, at this time of the year, November is the cutoff. Next year, applications, we would like those submitted by April. Again, we are looking at the whole child. So that's tying in not only those academics, but the social and emotional pieces that we need to take into consideration when we are making that grade level or subject acceleration.
Okay, now for some of the programs that we have offered.
One of the programs that we offer is Empower. Empower is a program that we offer to our 6th through 8th grade girls within our district. This program allows those young ladies to engage in a book study as well as opportunities to come together about 5 times throughout the school year and meet for sessions that follow a particular topic or theme. We will discuss leadership development. We will discuss identity, community, self esteem. And we also focus on their ability to critically think. And we engage in activities throughout those meetings that we have with the young ladies. This is our 3rd year offering the Empower series, and looking forward to hosting these workshops with our 6th through 8th grade girls.
And then back and new this year are going to be our 3rd and 4th grade book study. So we had a 3rd grade one last year, and now we are taking those students and also creating a 4th grade book club. All of the work that we do is aligned to grade level standards. So 3rd is in alignment to 3rd grade, 4th aligns to 4th. A lot of the activities that we do with the students involve critical thinking and kind of give them that extension opportunity that goes with the curriculum. So the 3rd grade book study is going to once again be based around the book Kid Innovators, where we look at inventors like Madam C.J. Walker, Alvin Ailey, Walt Disney, Florence Nightingale, just to name a few. And students will come together 3 times where we pick up all the 3rd graders that are identified across the district, and we bring them to our professional learning center 3 times during a school day. So this year it'll be every other week. We'll be alternating the 3rd and the 4th grade book clubs. So in that time, it's a 6-week period. Students will also be given a guide to follow that kind of allows them to build upon the things that we did during our sessions together and kind of gear them up for the next one. And that's something that they can also work on during that MLSS block, or if they finish early, to kind of extend their learning. This one aligns with the scientist unit or the inventors unit in the 3rd grade. Then for 4th, we are going to be taking a road trip across the U.S. So we're using the Ultimate U.S. Road Trip Atlas from National Geographic. And one of the big points of study in their social studies unit is going to be on the regions of the U.S. So we're going to take a trip all the way around the U.S., looking at those different regions, talking about landmarks, doing some fun STEAM activities in our in-person sessions. And again, we'll have that guidebook in between sessions to continue their learning and continuing answering some questions and gaining some more knowledge about their country.
I don't know about you, Nikki, but that sounds very exciting.
I'm pumped for that one.
Yes, yes. And this year we have our escape rooms. We are focusing on our fourth graders with this escape room experience. During this time, we go into fourth grade classrooms where students have been identified. And what we do, we allow them to work collaboratively on solving some puzzles and some challenges. They do use their computers. They also work on things by computing or just by thinking about what they've learned in social studies or science. And we like embedding that technology piece. We also like to see them collaborating and problem solving and covering as many content areas as we possibly can. Again, this year we are going into the fourth grade classrooms where students are identified and offering them this experience. And as you can see on this slide, this is some students engaging in an escape room experience. And this year, we're actually going to have an experience for the students on a Tuesday evening. That's going to be on September 26th this year from 5:30 to 7, where the students are actually going to come together at our administrative services building and take place in an activity that they will work with other students that sign up, and they will be working with actual boxes where they have to unlock these boxes by completing challenges successfully. And there will be a nice prize at the end for them. So we're excited to offer this to them this year.
All right, we are also new to us is going to be a coding bots program. This is going to take place in December and January. For fifth graders, we're going to pull them together again at the Professional Learning Center during the school day so that they can kind of play around with our new bots that we were able to get this year. So work on some coding activities and then being able to move their bot around through the coding. In addition to that, we are going to have one Saturday that we'll have a program for third through eighth, split up by grade bands. So 2 different sessions that kids can sign up for to also come and explore doing some coding activities and getting a chance to explore those robots as well.
Our annual MLK event. This will be our third year offering the MLK event, and this is an opportunity for all students across the district to submit their writing and their art. Their art and their writing that has been submitted will be judged by a team that we bring together. And once their artwork or their writing has been scored, we determine whose work is going to be displayed at the Mahogany Gallery. And we have this event every January. It is an event that is well attended, and it's an opportunity to show the creativity and the just artistic abilities of our students within our district.
Another thing that we've offered in the past, and we plan to continue to offer this year, are our virtual scientist visits. This is through National Geographic. They offer something called Explore Classroom, where they connect real scientists, modern day scientists, to the classroom. So they get scientists in different fields to do a live chat over YouTube where they give a little presentation on their fields of study, what they are currently doing, any projects that they're working on, and show some cool photos of what they've done. Sometimes they call in directly from their field work. Sometimes they'll call in from a classroom or a lab, but basically in real time we can write questions to them, and then they can say what school it came from and ask the scientist, and the scientist will answer those in real time. So it's a pretty cool experience to kind of bring real life happenings to the classroom. And in addition to that, we give all the teachers a sheet that students can, or a guide that students work from and can take notes on as they're watching. And then we also offer some extension activities based on the the topic that the scientist is covering. So we hope to offer one of those in the fall and one in the spring. And then teachers can also utilize those throughout the school year on their own as well.
Our art and literature workshops provide us with the opportunity to have the students engage in artwork tied to literature. We will feature an artist. And Nick, if you could go back to the slide with the art and literature.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. There we go.
Good. We're all good. This is an opportunity for our 3rd through 5th and 6th through 8th to have the opportunity to learn about an artist by reading about them and actually participating in some art that is inspired by that artist that we read about. The students get to paint, they get to work with clay, they get to draw, and they get the opportunity to sketch. Again, we do not limit their abilities, even though they read about a particular artist and that artist's style. When they get the paintbrush in their hand or the clay is in their hands, they are able to create what they like to create. And we want to continue to offer this opportunity to the students. We typically will come to the buildings. We will have the students meet with us, and we provide them with the materials to explore and learn through art and literature.
We have an event coming up this week, actually, on Thursday called See, Think, Wonder. It's going to be a critical thinking activity with our social studies specialist. She's going to be working with students to take a look at some pictures and some documents, so they'll be able to work with primary sources to do some exploration, put on their historian hats, and be able to think critically about those photos and pages to kind of talk about the world around them. So this is offered for our 2nd through 5th graders from 5 to 6 o'clock. You can sign up through our newsletter. There's a link. You'll see this flyer, and you can click on the link to sign up. We'll also be sending out a reminder email tomorrow that will also have that link.
Community art workshops are things that we offer to students with community partners. There's a photographer that we work with, and there's also a local artist who has a gallery. And the students were able to visit the art gallery and engage in an activity, as well as work with a photographer. And they actually had professional cameras, and they went on a scavenger hunt and experienced what an actual photographer experiences as that photographer is engaged in and what he does. These community art workshops allow the students to really learn about what led this photographer and this artist to follow the career paths that they chose to follow, and just engage in how to handle, manipulate art from experts in their fields. It was a great opportunity, and we continue to build upon our community art workshops.
Okay, some of the other partnership opportunities that we have. The first one is an organization that we work very closely with called the Partners for the Advanced and Gifted Education. It's a collaboration of area school districts where we come together 5 times a year with a educator rep and a parent rep from each district. And we work together to kind of sharpen our practice, learn from each other, and also to plan some events. So we are then able to push out those events to our families and allow kids to sign up. So they happen all over the Southeast region, usually around the Milwaukee area, sometimes a little bit north, sometimes a little west, sometimes south. So last year, just a few of the activities that we were able to do through them was a trivia night. We had a couple nights at the UWM Planetarium. We did an improv workshop at the Milwaukee Rep. We did a Saturday at the Milwaukee Art Museum and a Saturday at Schlitz Audubon. So some pretty fun activities that we're able to offer, sometimes just for the student and then sometimes for the student and their family. This year, right now, our parent rep is Heidi Perez. Her students, or her children go to Olympia Brown. We are in need of one more parent representative. So if you are interested in joining us, we would need you to attend our meetings that happen at the Elmbrook School District. The Fridays are listed there. We go every other month, the third Friday of the month, I believe it is. So the dates are listed there. If you're able to make those meetings from 12:30 to 2:30, please send us an email at our Gifted in Advance email or our personal emails, because we would love to have another parent rep join us.
That would be great. Another organization that we have joined is Wisconsin Association for Talented and Gifted, also known as WATAG. This organization involves all stakeholders, from parents, students, educators, business, you name it. They're all able to be involved in this organization. It is a state level organization, and it allows us to work with people throughout this state to learn what's happening in and around the world of giftedness. So there's also a WATAG parent group that we recommend to all of our parents with children that are identified as gifted, because within that organization of parents, you are able to get some valuable information that can help you to help your child reach their unique potential. So we want to welcome you to be a part of WATAG if you so desire.
As a part of WATAG, they also have a parent group that you can join. It's a yearly membership, and that kind of gives you access to a bunch of different resources. You'll know kind of some of the things that are also going around the state, and then that will also give you some support in helping with your gifted student.
There's a conference coming up in October. It's the WATAG Teen and Parent Conference, and it's going to take place Wisconsin Dells. So this is something that is in our newsletter. So if you are interested in being a part of it, we would welcome you to attend this conference. Again, on Sunday, October 8th, Wisconsin Dells. If you could join us, and also your child can be a part of Destination Imagination, which is a challenge workshop for teens. So they can participate in that, as well as the parent conference that's going to take place. So we urge you to consider signing up and being a part of the WATAG conference this year.
Okay, some ways that we will be communicating and updating you. Each month, we'll be sending out a newsletter to you. That's going to have some announcements. We want to highlight a student each month. It'll give some recaps and photos of events or activities that we have done. It'll give you some reminders. And we'll also include some of those page opportunities in there. And there'll always be some active links for anything that you can sign up for. Those will be embedded into that newsletter. So everything will kind of be right there that will be happening in the next few weeks. So we'll keep you updated that way. That's going to be kind of your go-to place to look for all the things that are happening gifted. And if you do have any student highlights, anything that happens that is great for your student at their schools, please feel free to send those over to us. That kind of helps us to create our student spotlight for the month. Sometimes we miss some of the things that are happening at the individual schools. So we would love to know and share in the excitement of the things that are happening for your students.
We also have an email listserv, which all of you should be on. And that is how we will communicate with you. That's how we'll send out that monthly newsletter. So We want you to look out for our monthly newsletters, and you will be receiving it from our Gifted in Advance email. So be on the lookout. We have a parent survey in the presentation that we shared with you. We welcome your feedback. Your feedback is valuable to us. And if you would just take a moment to click on that link and complete that survey, we would appreciate hearing from you. Here's our contact information. If ever you need to reach me or Nikki, feel free to email us or call us. We will do our best to get back to you within 24 hours to address your questions or concerns. So take down this email address, take down the phone number, and feel free to reach out if and when you need to contact us.
All right. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email us and we can answer those. Anything about any of our programming, or if it's a student specific question, please feel free to send those our way.
We thank you for your time, and we are looking forward to working with your student this school year. Have a good day, and thanks for your participation.